So people lie is one reason. People change their minds. And sometimes when we're asked that question, we try and send a signal to the pollsters. So, for instance, at one point, Herman Cain was topping the Republican nomination polls. I don't think it's because people were actually going to vote for Herman Cain. This is a way of saying, no, we're fed up with the current slate of candidates. Now we're sending a signal, which is very different than actually telling us who they were going to vote for.
Is that the better question to ask then? Who will you vote for, or who do you think is going to win?
Right, so my research goes and looks at this alternative question, who do you think will win? And it turns out of the 345 elections we looked at, the standard question that most pollsters look at got it right 69% of the time. My question, who do you think will win, got it right 81% of the time.
81%?
Yeah. And we think what's going on here is, when I ask you who do you think will win, you're thinking about, well, who you're going to vote for. You think about who your friends and the water cooler is going to vote for as well. You think about what you might have heard at your kid's soccer game. And so you're effectively aggregating, you're effectively a pollster yourself, and you bring all that information to bear, and then you're transmitting that to the pollster who asks who do you think will win.
Based on your analysis, how closely is the economic data that we report on here at Bloomberg every single day tracking the results of the election or the outcome of the polls?
That's a great question. So if we look at standard polls, they do go up and down with economic data. When we look at this question, who do you think will win, it's been remarkably stable. And I think what's going on is it takes a while for voters to figure out what's going on with the economy and where they're going to vote. But when you ask them who do you think will win, it's a forward-looking question.
Not necessarily as fast of a reaction as Wall Street.
No.
And that raises the question, how do they feel? I mean, we got the monthly jobs report on Friday, but perhaps the biggest story here is that income, wages, compensation is going absolutely nowhere. Here's a chart, Justin, that's right in your wheelhouse, and it shows that average hourly earnings have basically gone nowhere. So yes, the jobs picture improves, compensation doesn't.
Yes, so there's all sorts of different economic indicators we can use to try and predict elections. It turns out I think the jobs report is one of the better ones. The difficulty for social scientists in this domain is, we only get one data point every 4 years, so we're not quite sure which of these economic indicators to use. And that's why instead we end up relying on polls. It's much more direct to ask people who they're going to vote for, or even better still, ask them who they think will win.
What about the stock market's moves?
So the stock market move is very highly correlated with what's going on in the polls. But I think something else is going on there. It's not that, Obama does better, therefore stocks go up. It's in fact that stocks are going up because the economy is doing well, and it's that factor that's causing that strong correlation.